Hey everyone, welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy Thanksgiving. I'm so excited to be here with you tonight. It is a very special night tonight. Tonight I am sharing somebody really special to me with the rest of my community. So happy Wednesday, happy pre-Thanksgiving. I want to make sure that I share this before I get started here. Let's go. So tonight we're talking about the will to win. So if you are online with me and this is your first time joining me for the Courage to Count, please say hello. Let us know where you are joining from. I'm going to go ahead and put that on here. Say hello, like, comment, share. Let us know where you are joining from. Hello, hello, hello. Manira, hello, hello, my friend. Thank you for joining. I am super excited tonight. Let's see. I've got Anne Marie here. I've got Monica, Manira. Hey, Chris. Hello, my friends. I don't think I've ever been nervous doing a live. I don't think I've ever been this nervous to do a live. But it is really, really special for me. So for those of you that had the opportunity to catch the Courage That Count Women Who Win, Intimate Stories from Women Who Win, you guys had the opportunity to hear my own story. You had the opportunity to hear the stories of some very dear friends of mine who shared intimately their experience with burnout. And when I shared my story, it was a little nerve-wracking because I had not done that to that capacity before. I hadn't done that before. And so tonight, to wrap everything up, I thought it'd be really neat to get the perspective of my son who experienced my journey with me. And I wanted to hear from his perspective. But before I bring Caleb on, let's see who else we have here. We've got Monica. Hello, my friend. Manira is joining from Illinois, from Chicagoland, as she loves to call it. Hello, hello. I want to share something with you. And it says, I once heard a joke that someone told that home is the place where family members go when they're tired of being nice to other people. Unfortunately, there's some homes that seem to work that way. And I can just remember being in this place of frustration, being tired, being exhausted, but not knowing what was causing the exhaustion, feeling like I couldn't be happy about anything, but yet every time that I came home, I had to try to do it. But yeah, the people that love you the most, they're the ones that can see right through you. So when I read this, I was like, wow, that probably was me, and I didn't even realize it. It says here, to build a strong family, you have to make your home a supportive environment. Every person, from the cradle to the grave, inside of them, there is a need and a very strong desire to feel appreciated. Feeling appreciated brings out the best in people. And when that appreciation comes in the home and it's coupled with acceptance, love, and encouragement, the bonds grow stronger. So, as we went through the series, we talked about burnout. We talked about getting to your starting point. Where are you right now? Where are you today? We talked about investing in yourself, getting the tools that you need in order to have in your hand something tangible that you can use. We talked about growth and how it's very important to invest in your growth and to take the steps, because transformation doesn't come in a program. It doesn't come out of a book. It actually comes by taking action. We talked about winning on your own terms, what that looks like. I interviewed millennials. I interviewed more seasoned women. And the last thing we talked about was living a meaningful life. So, with the combination of all those things, there's one thing that's really important that we're going to talk about tonight, and that is the will to win. You've got to know what you're fighting for. So, without any further ado, the man of the hour, let me go ahead and bring you on, Caleb. Let me see if I can make sure I don't mess this up here. Let's see. Bam! There we go. Hi, son. Are you still on mute?
No.
Okay, good. You guys, this is my amazing son, Mr. Caleb Collins himself. Caleb, why don't you go ahead and just introduce yourself, tell everyone a little bit about you. We've got a lot of people watching tonight, so thank you for saying yes.
Mm-hmm. Well, my name's Caleb. I am a 23-year-old. I am in school for business management. I dance. I'm an artist. Dance, I sing. I just did a feature film. Love my little sister. I don't know what else to say, but yeah.
Well, I mean, I love you and I thank you. You know what? I actually thought that you were going to be like, Mom, I don't know if I want to do this, but I'm glad that you said yes. And the reason I'm glad that you said yes is because I know that you have a very different perspective of when a couple years ago when I experienced burnout and I was going through anxiety and depression and trying to make sure that, I kept things up and kept myself up. And I sometimes wondered if you guys noticed until one day, I'll never forget, and I hope you remember this. I was laying on the couch and you came home after work. And when you left, I was still on the couch. And when you got home, I was still on the couch. Do you remember that?
I don't remember that.
You don't remember that. Well, I remember what you said to me, and it wasn't too nice. But I understood. So if you could...
Well, I do remember now. I remember now.
So can you share with us, like, some of the things that you were thinking?
I think at first I thought it was just like, my mom's just kind of tired from work, and she works long hours. She works very hard. She also has 2 kids. One who just turned, one who was 7 or 6 at the time. So, and then I kind of was concerned because when she would come home, she would come home and go straight to her room, and that would be like kind of like the end of it. Like we wouldn't really, there wasn't really any talking, anything like that. And it's very different for my mom because she's very talkative. She likes to love on her kids, all that type of stuff. So as that kind of continued on, I noticed that's not really how my mom is. And so it was like one day and she came home and then we kind of talked about it, and then from like that point on, kind of like the recovery from all that stuff. And so
the one thing that I remember we had experienced so much. So, Auntie Sharon had died, Granny had died, Dee had died. I had gotten a promotion. We had, things had fallen apart at home. There was just, sister's little, you're in high school, college now, and just trying to balance everything. And I thought that there was I knew that I would come home like really stressed, but I didn't know like how to fix it. I really didn't know how to fix it. I was super embarrassed to have to go and go to someone outside the home where I'd always taught you guys how to pray and to trust in God, but here it was, I was in a place that I didn't know what to do.
Mm.
and thinking that, okay, well, I can keep it together. I'm the head of the house. I can keep it together.
Mm.
But here you are. You're noticing these things. How did it impact you?
And for me, uh, like when all that stuff was happening, and before I was just kind of talking about, like the work related issues, but like with all that stuff happening, and then how I dealt with that energy was I started to do more for um, Camille, so things that I necessarily wouldn't think about to do before, I would do. My attitude changed toward, all right, so my mom's not doing very well, so I'm gonna pick up some more so that she doesn't have to think about that stuff. So like little examples, as in cleaning the house when she got home. I remember there's a couple times where like I had like clean the entire house. Have like candles so like it smell good, all that type of stuff. Picking Camille up from school. Um, whenever my mom wasn't feeling too hot, I'd be like, let's get out the house. Um, mm, yeah, so just kind of expanding myself.
Yeah, you know, it's one thing to it's one thing to I never wanted you guys to see me as being weak.
Mm-hmm.
And what I found was that in my admitting that I didn't know how to fix things and taking the steps to get better and realize that I didn't have to be strong all the time, it really it really helped me to understand better what I was made out of and why I was here, why I'm here. I didn't have any more questions. I knew that God had equipped me and he had equipped both you and your sister,
Mm-hmm.
and to step away from, you know, raising my hand and saying, okay, you know what? I need help. That began the healing process. And to see the love that you enshrined around us, knowing that, you could have been off doing a whole bunch of things, but you
Mm-hmm.
didn't. You didn't. And I see that, and I see just this willpower inside of you and this wanting to win no matter what. Now, you guys, I got to say this because Caleb's he's not much of a, he's really quiet outside of like when he's in his zone, whether it's, whether he's dancing or whether he's playing ball or he's really focused on his craft.
My mom calls it a quiet storm.
Quiet storm. Now that's a good one. That's a good one. Caleb is definitely a quiet storm. Oh wow, we've got some comments here. Chris says you were worried about appearing. Oh, I can't see your comment, Chris. Here, you were worried about appearing weak, but Caleb didn't see you as weak. I love it. I love it. I was really afraid, Chris. I was afraid that you guys were going to see me in another light, and then I mean, you could have done anything. You could have done anything, and you didn't, which I think is just amazing. Let me ask you another question, Caleb. Um, when it comes to winning and having that willpower to win and now that you've seen me go through this process and now I'm on the other side of it and our family's on the other side of it.
Mm-hmm.
When you think about winning and living a meaningful life, what does that mean to you?
I think about winning and living a meaningful life.
Yeah.
Um, I think for me, living a meaningful life is living a life that brings joy to, to others as well, but more importantly, that I'm happy, like, with myself, and knowing that whatever I'm doing, it's like for a purpose. It's not just something that I do, but it's something that could help change someone's life, or um, change their perspective on whatever they're going through. Um, but and like the will to win for me, um, there is no I'm gonna fail. There is no
Yeah.
I might not make it. Like, there's that's not even in my brain, because that's just how I grew up, and that's just what was put into my head at such a young age. Just from playing basketball, there was no, oh, I can't do this. It's no, we're gonna do it. It doesn't matter how long it's gonna take. It's gonna take some time, but like, I'm gonna do it and
Yeah.
block everything else out. So
Yeah. Chris, my friend Chris said, love it. Caleb can be an ambassador for other kids.
thank you.
You know, one thing I will never forget, as we were coming out of this, right? And I went through my therapy, and I'm still digging into what I need to do. I took the time that I needed to. We took time as a family together, and I will never forget the day that you told me that one of your friends was dealing with kind of the same things that I was dealing with. And the
Mm,
first person that she called was you.
mm,
And because of, okay, I'm not going to cry, because of just that inner strength that you have within you, she was able to find a firm foundation and someone that would care for her, being who she is, and loving her as the person and seeing the value in her. And today she's thriving. Today she's doing amazing things.
mm,
And I was so touched because that same, that same, that, what's the word I'm looking for? That same passion that you had in saying, you know what, okay, you know what, look, this is where mom is, and I need to step it up. Seeing you do that for someone who didn't grow up the way that you didn't know the things that you knew,
mm.
but she knew enough to know that you would value her and help to change her life. You know what I'm talking about. I'm just not trying to say any names.
Mm,
So, the will to win, that encompasses so many things, right?
mm.
Like, what other things would you think that it would encompass?
Um, Having the will to win, I think it also encompasses having the courage to take that leap, um, to go after, or to even believe in, like, what you want to do. Um,
I'm,
and
I'm sorry.
no, go ahead.
No, I just admire you so much because that's what you're doing, and in just your passion and your desire to, to hone in on your craft and to become an artist, and that same passion and desire and that love that you have, that foundation that you have, that's what helped me.
Mhm.
That's what helped me. And it helped to strengthen me. So now when I see what you're doing, you actually inspire me.
Well, I don't know
Yeah, you do. You do. And you guys, I really hope that everyone's watching, that has ever experienced, burnout, whether it's from, in career, or, in motherhood, or, in faith, burnout can happen in so many ways.
Mm-hmm.
It is high, it's like chronic stress that happens over an extended period of time. And we had years of it.
Mm-hmm.
We had years of just thing after thing after thing after thing. That's why I am, and just being able to take what we've learned and to help others. You inspire people through your dance. And with this experience that we had, that I had, and that we had as a family, I want to help other women do the exact same thing. So that's why, well, this. That's why I created this program that I'm working on.
Mm-hmm.
But I thought that it would be really neat to share with people your perspective.
Mm-hmm.
Your perspective on what we experienced and how you saw it. And now that we're not there anymore, and now that I'm not there anymore, the inspiration and the hope that we can go from being in a place of, okay, this is where I'm starting from, and this is where I want to go, and the path to get there.
Mm-hmm.
So, what do you think?
I love it. I think, and I think another thing too, like it's okay to talk to someone and tell them, that you're burnt out from with what you've been doing, whether it's career wise, whether it's anything, because I mean, I for one have experienced it, um, so yeah.
Well, son, I just want to thank you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you for hanging out with us tonight and just from sharing your perspective. And I want to say to you in front of everyone, I am just incredibly proud of you. I thank you for who you are as a young man, and I'm grateful to God that He's brought us through this journey,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm just really excited, really excited. Caleb, one of the viewers asked, "What would your advice be for other kids that experience what we experienced as a family?"
I would definitely say, hold on. I would tell them to surround themselves. First, they need to talk to someone, but also surround themselves with people who you can talk to about that. Um, and 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 learning how to expand yourself and to educate yourself into knowing how. Hold on, let me go back. Sorry. If there was kids who wanted some advice on to go through what my family has gone through, I would definitely say they to develop friendships with people who they can talk to about this to help them to get it out, because that's probably the most important thing, or one of the most important things is getting it out. Secondly, um, it's okay to not be okay, and talking and saying that I'm not okay, all this is going on, and I need some clarity. Doing that, talking to those people that you can trust really helps, because I have my core group of friends that, when all that stuff was happening, kind of like with the family, I was able to talk to them about, how I felt and like some of the things that were going on and stuff like that. So I would say most importantly would be, being able to say, hey, I'm not okay, and this is what's going on.
So you would tell them to surround themselves with people that they trust. This is what I got
Mm-hmm.
from you. Surround themselves with people that they trust. As you were going through it, as I was going through it, to let them know that you're not okay.
Um,
And what else? Like, what about inside the family? What would you recommend?
Inside the family, I would say as well communicate with each other, talk. I think it's one thing that um, when kind of everything was happening that wasn't there. So you're having a conversation with yourself about what's going on. They're having a conversation with their self what's going on, and so you can't really come to a consensus if you guys are both having different conversations, but not and it's not toward each other. So I would definitely think communicating is like the most importantly, and being understanding and yeah.
Be understanding, communicate, 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 communicate.
Mm-hmm.
I did not do that well, and I'm so glad to be on the other side of this where I can see, a path going forward, and knowing that every step that we take together as a family, every step that I take moving forward to, build and help our family and help others, it helps to change the world. So that was excellent advice, great advice. So everyone, I just want to share a little bit about what it meant and what happened in our family. The title of this broadcast is "The Will to Win." We are hanging in there. We are making sure that we're moving forward, because even a small step forward is a move forward. And I'm really excited for what is happening and what's going on in our lives, as well as what's going to take place in Stay the Course, and the women that will join this amazing Founders Circle. The spaces are filling up. I'm really excited about those who have already joined. Son, I just want to thank you so much again for hanging out with me tonight and for sharing your advice, sharing, your story, and for just being who you are. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
I love you with all of me.
You too.
All right, so let me. Oh, there we go. Well, everyone, I just want to thank you so much for joining me this evening. I enjoyed every moment of spending time sharing about the will to win. I do want to let you guys know that the Founder Circle for Stay the Course is open. I will go ahead and put the information inside the chat box. It is for moms, it's for millennials, it's for managers, those women that are in corporate America. It's for those of you that are in faith communities. If you're a business owner, if you have experienced burnout and you have a desire to be in a community of women, like-minded women who are at their starting point, and they want to get to a place where they are winning and they're living a meaningful life, I invite you to join me. I invite you to join me and the other women that have joined. I will put the link inside the chat box. Please share this series. Please share this video. If there are women that you know out there that really need help, I want to help them. Join this community. Again, thank you so much for joining me tonight, and I wish everyone a wonderful Thanksgiving. Enjoy time with your family, eat really, really good food, and remember, you get to choose to have a meaningful life. I will see you soon.